Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of the Riled Up podcast. We made it to 10.
Yeah.
It took a little too long.
It did take a little too long.
Probably should have had a few more over the summer or whatever, but schedules and things like that. I was over in a whole nother country for a month, so we made it to 10. It took a minute, but
we're here. We're at 10.
We made it. It took a little too long, but we are here. We made it to 10.
Dedicated.
We're back. I told you, it's week after week now.
Week after week, no matter the time.
We are back in Knoxville. It's going to be week after week. We're going to be here every week. And something that happened this last week was the Tennessee home opener against Austin Peay. FCS opponent, Austin Peay. Sold out crowd, new uniforms, the new smoky grays to honor Conrad Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, fire uniforms.
I loved them.
I'll be honest.
Hated on them.
I was a part of that group. I hated them.
I didn't know that.
I hated them at first, and it was one of those things where it took a minute to grow on.
Okay, but what did you? I hear my roommates had the problem with, like, they didn't like the orange, like at the top, shoulder, like on the gray.
Yeah, and I still think it looks a little weird.
See, I kind of liked it though.
But it was one of those things that it grew on me.
The detail pics that Ball Football posted wasn't the pretty. Well, it just didn't get a good look. But when you saw them on the field, they didn't.
I would say, it was one of those that looks way better on the field than.
For sure.
Advertisement pictures.
Yeah.
Like looked way better on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the gray being almost a little bit darker than the
it was a darker gray.
I think it ended up looking good.
Yeah.
And obviously those smoky gray helmets, they're probably my favorite.
Those were awesome.
They're my favorite in all of college
football.
The
helmets are great.
I love the little mountain details.
Yes.
Those helmets are incredible.
They're so good.
But anyway, Tennessee debuted those unis to honor Conrad Holloway, the Artful Dodger. And brought him out. I want to say
that was really sweet.
In between the first and second quarter, I want to say.
Yeah, it was.
Brought him out and had him celebrated. The whole stadium just thunderous applause. Great. Like the Vols, they love their VFLs, and especially to have someone. I was about to say, especially have someone like Conrad Holloway, who's a program legend.
If you guys didn't know, it was the first black quarterback in the SEC.
Yeah, and he was a baller too. Absolute baller. You look at some of those highlights, and he certainly earned the nickname Artful Dodger.
Of course.
Super cool to have him back in the stadium for that.
And the hype video was crazy.
It was.
Okay, that was good. I just wanted to touch on that because, like, I watched the video and I showed it to all my roommates. I was like, guys, this is so cool. Like, whoever's idea this was conjured, like, in the locker room, and it was like dark and the lights kind of flicker, and then it's like Joe Milton sitting beside him.
Yeah.
It was like really cool and meaningful, of course, but like, I don't know. I just thought that was a great marketing thing because that video, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it was sick. I think that's another thing about the Vols that doesn't get talked about as much is that their social media team is probably, if not the best in the country for college athletics.
The best.
And we're talking about college athletics as a whole. Like, we're talking top to bottom: football, basketball, baseball, softball,
it's the best.
Volleyball. Like, UT Athletics social media team is
UT as a whole, or social media is great, but like UT Athletics social media is on another level.
I mean, they're like the meme videos last year that they would post on TikTok,
and follow the trends on TikTok, everything.
Yeah, they're certainly on top of things, and I think that's a very underrated part of Tennessee's athletics program is the hype videos, the meme videos, whatever it is that they're posting. It's going to be high quality from that social media team. You love to see it. And they certainly snapped with the Conrad Holloway video.
Yeah, it was great.
On top of their game, as they always are. But yeah, that Austin Peay game, among all those cool and interesting and fun things, there was also the game,
which was not as cool and as interesting and fun, to say the least. To be honest,
depending on how you look at it, I mean, it was, at the very least, throughout the first half, it was a game.
Oh, for sure. It's just, in the end, we were playing Austin Peay, and
yeah, it was one of those things where at a certain point, the depth and the conditioning and things like that,
it had people worried.
Yeah,
it still has people worried. Obviously, we haven't played Florida yet or nothing, but
we'll talk about that in a minute. For sure. But against Austin Peay, you want to, throttle a team like Austin Peay.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to absolutely put the gas on them very early in the game and put them out of the game early and get your backup some time. But that just didn't happen.
No.
Going
Sadly.
into halftime, I want to say, what was the score going into halftime? It was like 13-6.
Yeah, it was not.
And up until a few like moments before halftime, it was 6-6. It was like field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal, and then the ball scored a touchdown right before the half. So way too close throughout that first half.
Yeah.
Balls just could not get it going. Outside of the running backs, and we'll talk about the running backs a little bit. But it felt like Heupel was really trying to get that pass game going, and it just wasn't happening.
Yeah. Didn't really feel like nothing was working.
Yeah, Joe Milton started 1 of 8 in that game. I've also heard 1 of 11. When I looked at it, I counted 1 of 8, but maybe I miscounted. Apparently, he started either 1 of 8 or 1 for 11, and that one completion was on a screen to Jalen Wright.
Oh gosh.
So
wait, what did you say? You counted 8?
I counted 8. But I've also seen it several times in other places, 1 of 11. So I don't know which one it actually is. It probably is 1 of 11.
Yeah.
But that is not what you want out of a quarterback that going into the season. A lot of people have like Heisman level expectations for.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, he's all but lost the Heisman.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
I just don't see him in the running for that unless he just really puts the brake or puts the gas on and something happens.
Crazy is gonna have to. He's gonna have to like 500 yards, like 90% completion against Florida, Alabama, Georgia, teams like that.
And not that we don't want it to happen. It's just the fact.
It's very unlikely that something like that, a turnaround that big happens. Because at this point, the Heisman race is looking like a 3-man race between like Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, and Caleb Williams. And that probably as it should be, because those 3 are,
I agree,
very clearly, in my opinion, 3 best players in the country. And I really think it needs to go to I mean, we can talk about Heisman later in the season, but I'm a Travis Hunter fan at this point, at this stage. But yeah, those running backs, like they were last week, were balling. Yeah. I mean, I don't have the stat right in front of me, but I want to say, just off of memory from my Vol News script that we recorded a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
I want to say Jalen Wright was 13 carries for 118 yards. Actually, I'm about to fact check myself on that. About to fact check myself on that. Tennessee, Austin Peay. Let me fact check myself on that. I was right. 13 carries.
Before I am.
13 carries for 118 yards off the top of my head. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Jalen Wright absolutely balled. And you look at a performance like Jalen Wright, and then you look at the Vols' leading receiver, Ramel Keaton, 5 catches for 52 yards. Your leading receiver against an FCS school that's 52 yards. Cannot happen. It cannot
absolutely happen. Cannot happen.
That's it's not at all what you want to see going into. Just like
they're such on a struggle bus right now.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Joe Milton looks
they've
like
got to pick it up.
He looks like half the quarterback he was in that Orange Bowl game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yes, half.
And maybe, well, and it's not even the weapons, because he's got the same weapons that he had.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Because I want to say Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman didn't play in that Orange Bowl.
I know Cedric didn't.
Maybe Jalen did. I want to say Jalen Hyatt did.
Yeah, Cedric did not.
But yeah, almost identical weapons. And this production just took such a nosedive.
Yeah. It was, nosedive is that's the perfect word for it. As much as, I mean, it's just like, I don't even want to say sad. It's just, it sucks. And you can literally put this towards anything, not even just athletics, but especially when you know the potential you have. Yeah. And they are not living up to it. No. And it's not even like we overhyped or something. We know what Joe Milton can do. We know. It's not, we're trying to hype him up like he's, I mean, That's the thing that sucks about it is the full potential that they have, and they are not even showing, or they are showing probably half of it.
I mean, like, look at what he did against Vanderbilt. 59 to
Yeah.
I want to 59 to 0. Is that right?
Yes.
I think
59 to 0.
I mean, you do that against Vandy, and then you go against Austin P, which is a worse team.
Way worse team. And
you barely put up 30.
You barely got to double digits at halftime.
I mean, it was actually like right at the end of the half that they scored.
Barely got to double digits at halftime. That is unacceptable. If I was a coach, that is all I think I would have to say is that is unacceptable.
And I mean, they did pick it up in that second half.
They did, but you've got to come off hot first off, especially second week. You've got a big game coming up this weekend. I mean, you're playing Austin P. Yeah. That's the biggest. It's not like we showed half of the production and potential that we have against a team like Florida or something.
Yeah.
We did that against Austin P. And it does make you worrisome for some other games, but whatever. I mean, we did pick it up, like you said, but still, it was not there. Production was not there.
Yeah.
And everybody saw that. It's not an opinion, obviously.
But. Yeah. The connection just didn't seem to be there. Joe was inaccurate, missing on some throws.
Yeah.
The receivers were dropping balls, getting
left and right.
Not coming down to contested catches. Like
we've been butterfingers for pretty bad.
These last 2 games, it's been a little rough. There have been way too many drop passes.
Mm-hmm.
Things that cannot happen in a real game time scenario. And against a bigger opponent,
of course,
like a Florida, that's going to come back to bite you in a much bigger way than it has against Virginia or Austin P.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, maybe we're underrating Austin P, but Austin P did get blown out the week before they played Tennessee by another FCS school.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like it's a reach to say.
I don't think so either.
The Vols should have done a little better.
No.
That being said, I do love what I saw from the defense.
Love that. Nobody can be mad at that.
No. I think the defense had a really, really good day.
This is my victory lap because at the beginning of the year, I said, like, this is what I want to see and this is what I expect to see is the defense to improve the most.
Yep.
And I feel like we're seeing that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't think there's any question about that. They gave up 13 points to Virginia. Really gave up 6 to Austin P until like a last minute garbage time fluky touchdown.
Yeah.
Where Danico Slaughter like trips in coverage and the receiver just gets free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Danico Slaughter doesn't trip there, that route's not open and that's not a touchdown.
Yeah.
So yeah, just blew the top off the defense there, blown coverage and they score off of that. But in most game scenarios, that's not going to happen. You're not going to get that type of, free play like that. So I do think the defense stepped it up, forced an interception. Kamal Hadden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
God.
Thank you.
Oh, my God. The Kamal Hadden.
Good.
After 2 pass interference calls earlier in the game, where Kamal Hadden just refused to turn his head.
Our man, Kamal.
Look, Kamal Hadden and the Vol fan base have been through a lot together.
Yes.
That's been the biggest, I want to say, I want to say it's the biggest love-hate relationship in the entire team.
For sure.
Because he's got that fire and he wants to, go out there and represent the Vols and be that, like, just that spark out there on the defense. But he
doesn't.
He was getting beat last year. He was losing in man coverage and getting picked on. It was just not good.
Yeah.
Maybe we can see a turnaround for Kamal Hadden because he had it, like I said, had a couple of those pass interferences earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Towards the end,
just turn your head.
Turned his head around finally. And what do you know? The one time he turns his head,
you see what happens?
He comes away with a turnover.
I mean, it blows your mind, doesn't it? I mean, I think it's exactly what they said to him, too. They're like, you see what happens whenever you turn? Just look the other way, man.
Look the other way. Get your hands up. You
have one job.
Down with a pick. It was a great play, too. He turned his head perfectly in time.
It was.
Got the hands up, perfectly came down with the ball right in front of the receiver. Great ball skills. He's just got to do that more often.
It would happen a lot more often if he would just turn his head. It's not like he's never there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fix what you're doing earlier in the game, and like maybe he comes away with 3 picks in this game,
Of
and
course.
Austin P doesn't even score 6.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a step forward. And
Baby steps.
He can replicate it next week against Florida, against Graham Mertz, force him to throw an interception. That being said, while the pass defense wasn't perfect, gave up 260 yards and a touchdown through the air. Mike DeLillo, the quarterback, was also Austin Peay's leading rusher. 21 carries for only 36 yards.
Where was this dude from? I didn't even look. Did you see?
I have no clue.
I wonder if he's from here, like Tennessee.
I've got no clue where he's from, but he carried the ball a lot on like design quarterback runs and things like that, read options, things like that. And at first it worked, and then it quit working, and then the Vols started getting some tackles for loss and some sacks and things like that. Hence him having 21 carries, which some of those carries are the sacks, and only having 36 yards. That run defense was stifling. None of their running backs could get going at all. The Vols would pounce on it.
You like to see it.
You do like to see it. And against a team like Florida, that's going to be a big help.
For sure.
I want to say his name is Trevor Etienne, brother of NFL player Travis Etienne, which is Florida's running back 1. He's going to be an issue if you let him be an issue. But it seems like this year Tennessee's MO is going to be dominating the trenches, dominating the line of scrimmage, not giving up yards to the run game, and certainly going out there and getting some yards in the run game.
You know what? Sometimes I want to just be like, and I'm okay with that, but
I'm perfectly fine with it.
I am perfectly fine
with it.
Look,
and that's my thing. If that's your strengths, do it.
No, for real. Use it.
Yeah, lean into it. And I said this. I also said this in Ball News earlier as well. As long as Josh Heupel leans on this run game, you look at what Jalen Wright has done these last 2 games. This is not a fluke thing.
Definitely.
Jalen Wright was doing this last year against top tier competition.
Yeah.
He just would give up a couple fumbles. He hasn't fumbled yet this season. No. Give him the rock.
It's gonna have to. It definitely is what we have to lean on. It's just aggravating for the other side, but whatever,
Yeah. Lean into those.
But it works.
Exactly. Lean into those backs. It works. They're balling. And especially now that you're going to have one of your starting offensive linemen back in the lineup, Cooper Mays, going to be coming back. He will be back at the center position, starting at center. The Vols should be able to run the ball even better. And maybe, hey, Cooper Mays being back fixes Joe Milton's timing. Maybe that's been part of the issue, not having a center. Maybe the pass blocking hasn't been perfect. Linemen playing out of position. It's been a little weird. Maybe Cooper Mays coming back sets that back in stone. And maybe we see a revamp Joe Milton. I doubt that that's going to be, some direct result of having Cooper Mays back. But you never know.
Honestly, I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case.
So, we'll see.
It was a little rough.
Yeah.
We won, but
yeah.
It was a little rough. The refs also, I'm not trying to be one of those people, but the refs.
They sucked.
They were horrible.
They sucked.
And I'm normally not, I am. Well, I'm not blaming on the refs, like person, like for a game or nothing, but like, it was awful. It was so bad.
It was bad.
It was just really bad.
I'm not really a blame the refs person unless there's something that's very obviously bad.
And it was obvious.
It was pretty bad. They were very inconsistent with their calls.
Yes, so inconsistent. And if you're gonna make calls, like, for example, I'm a referee.
Yep.
I'm a literal referee for high school volleyball. The one thing I keep in my mind, in the back of my head, the entire time I'm on the stand. I did it over here. Okay, even though it wasn't, it was like, say, double or something, and it wasn't that bad of one, but it was one. I have to call it both ways. That is the one thing that I think about when I'm up there is how even and consistent I'm being. If I'm going to do it one way, I've got to do it the other way.
Yep.
And I am 20 years old doing high school volleyball. These 50, 40-year-old men doing college football need to take a piece of advice from me, and that is to be consistent. I mean, that was their main thing. They were, it was so frustrating.
Yeah, just
so frustrating.
Weird holding penalties against the Vols, offensive pass interferences, like weird things like that.
I wouldn't even say. I mean, no more than literally 5 for Austin Peay entire game.
Yeah, some weird defensive pass interference. There were just some weird calls. But it happens sometimes.
It does happen.
And
I
that
just
still
wanted to
doesn't
touch on that.
excuse them only putting up 30 points.
Yeah.
Should have been a whole lot more than that.
Of course.
But that being said,
we have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, bigger fish to fry.
But bigger fish to fry.
Florida
it's
this
a
week.
Gator to fry.
Yeah, I got some gator to fry. So yeah, Florida right around the corner. Obviously
in the swamp.
In the swamp. Vols have not won there since 2003, since before I was born, a month before I was born. It was
before I was born, before any of us were born.
September of 2003.
Wait, I was born.
You were born, just barely. Couple months. You were a couple months old. But yeah, September of 2003. I was not yet born.
I think it was before I was born. I thought it was in 2002. I didn't know it was 2003.
2003.
That's why.
Right before I was born.
It's been a long time, nevertheless.
Yeah, it has. It's been a while since the Vols have won in the swamp. Peyton couldn't do it. T. Martin couldn't do it. Actually, maybe he did. I don't remember. I know Peyton didn't do it. I think that was like one of the big storylines. Was like Peyton could never win in the swamp.
We haven't won since 2003. We didn't.
Well, Peyton was way before 2003.
I know. Well, I'm just going back by years. Wait, did we win in 2003? That was the last time we won?
That was the last time we won.
Oh, okay.
2003 was the last time the Vols won in the swamp. That being said,
it's time to do some winning in the swamp.
It's time to do some winning in the swamp. It's been a long time coming. Vols they've beaten Florida a few times since then, but it's always been in Knoxville. And
that makes a big difference.
Yeah, even when the Vols have better teams, they go to Florida and lose for no apparent reason. It's because Florida always brings their best when they play the Vols.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of those things. It's one of those rivalry games where you're always going to get the best out of the home team. They're going to be defending their turf. And certainly.
But I do have to say one thing that, and I know we don't have the team we did last year, but like one thing whenever I was looking ahead that we are playing Florida like in the swamp, whatever, this weekend, big deal. Like, we know we can go to a place and not necessarily take over, but like whenever we went to Death Valley last year and won.
Oh, and it was more than just winning.
Yeah, of course. And that's what I'm saying.
Half that stadium was orange.
We have established that, especially this team, I know it's not, of course, directly the exact same, but like this team right here has established that they can go to a widely known hard place to win a ball game whenever you're playing their away.
That valley's harder than the swamp.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. So we know we can do it. I just feel like this is going to be a big mindset thing for everybody.
Yeah.
The players. It is all going to be mindset. Because it just stresses me out because like what just happened with Austin Peay. Not that was just, we just went over it. This is either they're going to lock in finally and we're going to do this thing, or we're going to go get whooped and then finally,
come back to Knoxville.
Yeah, come back to Knoxville and then, yes.
Yeah.
Hit it running. But, it'll literally go either way.
And a loss to Florida, that kind of drops you out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
Immediately. And I know playoff contention, that's a long shot anyway, but
yeah.
Or like New Year's Six Bowl. And I felt like that's still a realistic expectation for the Vols. If they lose 2 games,
yeah, it is.
They certainly could still go to a New Year's Six Bowl. Maybe not a New Year's Six. Maybe they get dropped down, but
possibly
the New Year's Six Bowl is still a reality for the Vols, especially if you steal one of Alabama or Georgia.
Yeah.
They certainly could do that down the road, but right now it's not looking likely based off of what we've seen. And I've had like some arguments about this in the past couple of days about whether or not you can hit the panic button.
What do you think?
The Vols.
You think yes or no? And
I would say absolutely. And what the person that was talking about this was trying to say is like, oh, it's one game. It's, you got to look forward, not back, or something like that was their point. But in my eyes, you're allowed to look at a game that happened previously to evaluate how you might think a team might do in a future game.
Oh, of course.
That's my mindset. And based off of the performances we have seen so far, early in Virginia and early in Austin P, if the Vols come out like that, slow like that against Florida, they will lose the game.
Oh, definitely. There's no question.
And that I'm not a Billy Napier believer. I think he's a terrible coach.
Yeah, I don't think he's good.
Graham Mertz, I feel like, is a decent quarterback, but with a bad coach like that, that brings the quarterback's play down and things like that.
Yeah.
That offensive line is not great. There's a lot of issues, particularly with that Florida offense. And I think the Vol defense will be able to capitalize. I'm just worried about the Vol offense.
That's what I'm worried about.
Being able to capitalize.
I'm not worried about the defense at all.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I'm just very interested to see if we're going to see our team as we know it, the strong and the way we know they can play, like their potential. Are they going to go out there and show 100%, or are we just going to get absolutely whooped and then put in our place? And because it will happen like that. Like it literally said like 2 minutes ago, it's going to happen like that, or we're going to go out there and finally everybody's going to be like, finally, here we are. We showed up first game of the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see.
But like you said, if we don't, then we will lose.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So that being said, who do you want to see ball out early in that game to set the tone for the
I want to see Joe Milton.
Yeah.
And that's not like a hate thing on him. We've said this a million times. I've said this a million times today. You know how much potential he has.
Yep.
And it has not been shown. I will say that every podcast until he shows it, because everybody wants to see that. And I do too. Because he's got so much potential. He's got a checklist. Like, if he had a checklist of 10 things, he's probably checked off 2 of them. I don't even know what they'd be. I'm just saying, like, he is not there at all. No. And he has, we know what he can do. That Orange Bowl last year was something.
Yeah, the game against Vandy.
Yes,
the Orange Bowl,
Vandy too. Like, and that is not the same person. He's just gotta lock in. Like, he's just, seriously. That's who I want to see.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know what in particular changed, but I kind of touched on it earlier. I want Josh Heupel to lean on that run game. Yeah. He's been my guy all season. I'm sticking with him. Jalen Wright, give the ball let him score a touchdown.
Give it to him.
Let him score a touchdown.
He deserves it.
Please. He deserves it.
Riley's gonna let Josh Heupel Josh Heupel a letter himself.
I just might. He's had like over 9 yards per carry in those last 2 games. That's insane.
Yeah.
There are very few running backs that are going to have that ability.
You're right.
Very few running backs in all of college football that are doing that right now.
Yeah.
Give the ball to him. Yeah. He does good things with the ball in his hand. I need to see more of that. I need to see more of it. If I don't see more of it, the Vols will lose.
Yeah.
Just keep giving the ball to the playmakers. And I know you want to do that because you got some playmakers at wide receiver.
Of course.
But if the connection's not there, lean on somebody that you don't need a connection for. Just hand the ball to Jalen Wright. I don't know. That's my little tangent. That's my little tangent.
Let me calm down real quick.
A little bit, man.
But it's true.
I get heated thinking about this because when I think about what Jalen Wright does on that field, it's like every time he touches the ball, it's a highlight.
It is.
Every time he touches the ball.
He has looked great this year.
The balance, the ability to bounce off the tackles and just keep his feet moving. Mm-hmm. He picks up extra yards every time he touches the ball. Yeah. He picks up yards after contact every time he touches the ball. Mm-hmm. Give it to him. I don't know. All right.
Valid.
So, the Vols finally do get this one in the swamp. What does it mean? What does it mean for the Vols to finally get that win in the swamp?
Well, are you talking like history-wise or for the season?
Both.
History-wise, it means a lot.
Yep.
And not that I don't think we can do it. I'll just be shocked from where we've come from this, like, starting this season so far.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't want us to lose, but I feel like if we do, maybe that would kick some people like into gear. Give them a little boot on the butt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wake up. Like, this will literally be our alarm clock. It is going to be the alarm clock. But anyways, I think we go down there, we show full potential. Everybody, we look great. We beat them because we are a better team than them, and we should beat Florida. I mean, obviously, okay, I said this like way last year when we were looking at the schedule. Like, I see us, I don't know. I don't know who do we play after Florida? UTSA, and then who's after that? I don't even know.
You're too far ahead for me.
Well, I'm only one game ahead.
I don't think that far ahead.
Florida, UTSA,
South Carolina.
South Carolina. I think we win. That's tomorrow or Saturday, and I just think we
technically tomorrow.
Yeah, it technically is tomorrow. I kind of thought about that after I said it. I just think it kicks us into gear. I think we start getting on a run. We see that, especially, okay, us fans for one, see what we can do. We know we can in the back. We know we can do it in the back of our minds, but the players especially, I think that really pushes it, just hits the gas for real. And we keep going with wins.
Yeah.
But this is gonna I don't want to say make or break us, but like it really will. It is going to be such a big awakening call. Like they got to do something. It's gonna mean a lot. Either way, this game is gonna mean a lot. Win or lose, it's gonna mean a lot because someone's gonna realize a lot and other people are gonna realize a lot either way. So it goes both ways.
To put it into perspective, history-wise, I am a junior in college. I have 2 full years of college under my belt. And I have never seen the Vols win in the Swamp.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ever in my lifetime. Never have the Vols won in the Swamp since I've been alive.
Yeah.
And I am a junior in college.
They won in the Swamp like 6 months after I was born. So I'm not that far behind Riled.
She doesn't remember a Vols win in the Swamp.
No, I don't.
So it's for this. First of all, this would be major for like a milestone within our lifetime.
Of course,
as the Vols finally getting a win in the Swamp hasn't happened yet.
Mm-mm.
As far as for this season, I agree a lot with what Presley said. I feel like if they win this, it sets them up to go on at least a 4-game win streak before they get to Tuscaloosa. And I think going into Tuscaloosa,
that's what we need to.
With that type of momentum is the only way you're going to beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
Of course.
And then after that, if you beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa, you got Kentucky. And then if you beat Kentucky, you get Connecticut at home, whatever. That's a layup. Then you go to Missouri. And let's say you beat Missouri, then you got Georgia at home. And it's one of those where it's like one thing leads to another. And maybe you're going into this Georgia game, what would they be? They'd be, hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you're going into that Georgia game 10-0,
that means a lot.
That means a lot. You're playing Georgia at home 10-0.
In Neyland.
So
like that. If we went into the Georgia game 10-0, I feel like we would get, if we went into the Georgia game 10-0, the team we know we have, that would be almost like, first off, the atmosphere would be like an Alabama game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It would be awesome. And that's what I'm saying. It would just be another Alabama game. Like it really would.
Yeah.
Which means a whole lot for us Vols. Not like fans. I'm saying like school, football, everything. Like that's insane. And that's ideally what we all would hope would happen. But that would be crazy. And I think it's obtainable. I really do. I know I do. Well, like the team we have, the potential we like throw out a bit of the window, like that we're Tennessee, we're going to lose somebody, like, cause that's pretty like given. I hate to say that. Yeah. It's pretty given. So like throw that out the window, like looking at your team and potential, like if they just all used 120%, we could be playing football. We would never get like beat down. Like it'd be good game especially against Georgia and Alabama. Like we just
be playing football in January.
Playing football. Yes.
Be playing football in January.
We would. But
I don't know. As it stands right now, I don't see us beating them.
No, I don't either. But I'm saying if we got on a little run and went like
even
that.
if they go on a run, I don't know if it continues past Alabama. That game in Tuscaloosa is going to be pretty tough. I mean,
I know, but if they came off of that with a win, that means so much.
Behind Neyland Stadium and Death Valley, Bryant-Denny is the third hardest place to play in the SEC. And
we're Tennessee.
Among the country, it's probably top 10 hardest places to play.
Mm-hmm.
Up there with the Penn States, the Ohio States, the Michigans. There are some tough places to play in the country. And I think the SEC has 3 of the top 10.
I agree.
And it's Tennessee, it's LSU, and it's Alabama.
I agree.
So yeah, that's going to be really tough. It's going to be a night game. There's no chance it's not. Third Saturday in October. It's always an event for college football. And it certainly will be this year as well. And especially like right now, they're ranked 11th and 10th. They're neck and neck. That's a game that's going to get College Game Day and SEC Nation and whatever else, and Barstool's college football show and whatever. All the shows are going to be in Tuscaloosa, and it's going to be this big event, and there's going to be a lot of fanfare around that game, and it's going to be a tough place to play.
Yeah.
But that's looking way, way, way ahead though.
Yeah, we are getting ahead of ourselves, but that's fine. I mean,
yeah.
But we've got Florida, and we got to do something.
Yeah. So for that Florida game, final note on that Florida game. What's your score prediction? Just off dome. Just no, you don't even got to think about it that hard.
36-30.
Ooh, you gotta go on high. I feel like
if we're playing good.
Yeah. I've got it at 31-24. Vols.
That's also good. Vols that's good. Get yeah, I said Vols too.
31-24 is where I think it goes.
Yeah, that's more like it.
I think the defenses for both these teams are going to be what's kind of battling throughout most of the game, and I think the Vols at some point are going to get a breakthrough, whether it is through Jalen Wright or maybe Joe Milton and his receivers have some type of great epiphany and they start absolutely balling. Regardless, I feel like something's got to give, and I think the Vols offense is too talented to stay down like they have been. Yeah.
Solid argument. Answer. Agree.
All right. Well,
brain's like getting fried.
Yeah, it's late. It's late, y'all. We're filming.
1 a.m., y'all.
Filming this at about 1 a.m. Just because Presley's leaving early in the morning tomorrow, and we got to get it done. We got to get it done before. I was like, we got to get it done before this weekend. We got to get this pushed out before the Florida game.
Yeah.
So that's it for our talk about the Vols, college football. Next, we move on to our new favorite segment, the draft segment. The
most fun part.
And today, since we're kind of pushing this out last second, we're doing a little bit of an easier one.
Yeah, for sure. Not too much thought.
Yeah, don't got to think about this one too hard. We got NFL logos. We're going to be talking about NFL logos and about which ones we like the most, our top 5 NFL logos. And since I picked Presley, you get the first pick.
Oh, gosh.
Your first overall draft pick of the best NFL logo.
See, I feel like I'm going to get like completely knocked for my picks because I'm not a big NFL person, but I'm going to go with what I like the best.
Okay. No, that's fair.
And I'm going to say
it's tough. I feel like a lot of the logos have kind of gotten watered down over the years. Some of the old ones were way cooler.
Is it bad to say? No, it's not bad to say. This is my draft. I get what I like. I like the Patriots logo. I love it.
I don't know. I don't even know if that would have scratched my top 5.
Really?
I'm being honest.
I love it. That was like the first one that came to my head.
I don't know if that would have scratched my top 5 personally. But I mean, I can respect it. I don't think that's a bad
I
pick.
like it.
I don't think it's a bad pick at
all.
My first overall pick, I'm going with Atlanta. I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay. It's not on my list at all either.
Really? Okay. This is interesting. I'm interested where this goes.
I like whenever we have complete opposite.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to go in opposite directions.
Okay. This one is like definitely not. I mean, it might be, but it's the Detroit Lions.
See, that one was.
It was okay.
That one was in my top 5.
I like that logo.
I do like the Lions logo.
And it's one of my favorite colors, also.
True, it's got that.
I know it's got that blue.
That light blue. Presley's favorite color, as we learned in the uniform draft. For my second, this may be a bit of nostalgia from our high school days, but I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. And especially once you learn that, like, if you look at all these logos, the thing about the Eagles is there's the only one facing the other way. There's the only one facing this way.
Really?
Yeah, look. They're all facing right. They're all going this way.
That's just which way they always go.
I don't think there's a reason in particular, but yeah, the Eagles is different. And if you guys didn't know, before NFL teams started cracking down on people using their logos just recolored for high school logos. Chester County High School had the Eagles logo, but in blue, in royal blue and white. Royal blue and white. That's the
funny
Chester County Eagles colors. So yeah, that used to be our high school logo. And I remember it vividly for a lot of years. Running around the high school as a kid, seeing that logo.
Painted on the walls.
Painted on the floor and the walls. Wherever else. So yeah, I've got it. Maybe it's a little bit of nostalgia, but I'm going with the Eagles.
It's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
That's a solid pick. That was
Jason would be so proud of me right now.
That's probably.
But I do like it. I'm not just saying that. Like, I like it.
Yeah.
That's a dope logo.
It is. It's a really good logo, I think. And I think that probably would have been around my 4th or 5th pick.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Was that my 3rd?
That was your 3rd.
Okay, that's fine.
Now here's where we start getting into like an area where it's like,
I know. Sometimes they're kind of meh.
I was gonna say some of these have like gotten diluted over the years. Like
diluted is the word, yes.
Yeah, the Eagles logo, like what it used to be, was so much cooler. Patriots logo even I think was cooler back in the day.
Yeah.
The Dolphins logo. Oh my gosh, the Dolphins logo is one that got butchered. I think the Dolphins logo looked so much better in the past.
Yeah, I don't like it right now. I wish I did.
I don't hate it, but it's bland compared to the old one. The old one was way cooler. And maybe, I don't know, maybe not everyone agrees with me on that, but that is certainly the way I feel about it. I don't know. For this next pick, I don't know. I'm looking at a lot of these. I'm like, I don't even really like some of these logos. I guess I'll go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
I think the Ravens got it. I like the bird. I feel like it's designed well.
Okay.
You're up for your 4th pick.
I'm gonna go with the Titans.
See, that was gonna be my next pick.
Yeah.
That was gonna be my next pick. You swiped it out from under me. The Titans is gonna be my next pick. The little detail of having the Tennessee flag inside of it.
It's so awesome.
My only complaint is I wish it reflected being Titans more than just this flaming meatball or whatever it is, Sometimes that's been a little bit of my gripe with the Titans logo for as long as I've been a fan, for as long as I've followed NFL.
I like it a lot.
I've seen some
like people like mock making it kind of.
Yeah, the people have made like these. You guys can't see it, but it's like it's like a warrior or something, like a Greek warrior or something, and that they've got like a sword and a shield, and the shield's got the Tennessee stars. Yeah, the stars for Tennessee.
I like it.
There's a lot.
I love their logo.
I've seen a lot of like really cool logos, things like like a helmet that fades into the Titans colors and the Titans flames.
Once again, I do love the colors too. Okay.
Yeah.
I never really go away from that.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot of potential with the Titans, and I think their current logo, while it's fine and I don't really have any issues with it, and I do like it, I feel like it could be better. And that's my only gripe with the Titans logo.
Logos are really good, but could be made so much better.
Yeah, the Falcons are like one of the only ones. The Falcons, I think, is like the only one that from the past logos that they've had in the past is better than it used to be.
Yeah.
Like I like the old Bears logo.
Uh-huh.
The Browns kind of have a new logo that they're moving away from just this helmet.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a dog. which that's kind of been their thing, right?
Yeah.
Dog pound or
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever. But
I'm glad they
teach
moved
their
away from the
own.
little elf though.
Yeah.
That sucked. And Jamar Chase kind of got cooked for that comment, calling them elves, but that is what the old logo was. It wasn't. I know it's got some. It's not actually an elf, but it looks like an elf.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucked. The old Browns logo was bad. I honestly like the helmet more, and I know that's kind of an unpopular opinion, but the helmet's better in my opinion. So for my fourth pick, I went off on a little tangent there on the Titans
Okay.
and Browns. My fourth pick, I think I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Okay. Solid
I
pick. Nobody's
I
gonna
like the
argue
Bills.
it.
Yeah, I think the little red line coming out of the eyes is cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with Buffalo as my fourth pick. So your
Okay.
last pick?
My last pick is gonna be the New York Giants.
Ooh, the New York Football Giants. I don't know if I agree with that one.
I love it. It's so I don't just love it, but like it's so like simple, but like it's like I would get a hat like with their logo on it or something. Like I'm not gonna lie. I like it.
I just I don't like the fact that it's just letters.
But I like that. I
Like
really do.
if you look at all these logos here on the edge, I don't like them. It's San Francisco, which is just a circle with the SF. I don't like the Packers
I
logo.
don't either.
I've never liked the Packers logo.
I never have.
And sure, it's iconic or whatever, but it's just a G.
No, I know. Okay,
It's
Georgia.
just a G. I can't get behind it. I don't like New York's really. I don't like Kansas City. I guess the arrowhead is a
I kind of
nice
like the Bengals.
The Bengals, that's about the best way you could do a letter logo. I don't like the Commanders' current logo. I really hope they change that. I've seen a lot of cool ideas. The red tails.
Riley's likeness, please.
That's what I'm saying.
My goodness.
Come on, NFL. I don't love Chicago's. It's just a C. I don't like the Rams' new logo. Their old logo was way better. Hello, the actual Ram in the logo. Now it's just a LA with a little horn coming out of it.
I don't like that.
What? The Jets logo, it just says Jets.
Yeah.
We ain't got an actual jet in the logo. Hello? I don't know.
Okay, so what's your fifth pick?
Going off on I keep going off on tangents.
What's your fifth pick?
Final pick. I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
I'll go with the Broncos.
Whatever.
That's another one that I think upgraded from their old logo in the past. The old logo did not look right. Looked a little funky. I'm about to show Presley Denver Broncos old logo. It kind of not this one. This one.
That's ugly. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, the Broncos old logo. I don't even really like the 1960 one.
I don't like that.
It's got why is the horse shooting smoke out of its nostrils? I don't know.
Smoking horse.
Yeah, and the old one just looks like kind of like the Wyoming logo now.
Yeah.
Wyoming football. Yeah, I think their current logo.
Football logo looked like what in the world?
Because of Josh Allen, when he was going through the NFL draft, I remember. I watched.
Remember that.
I watched a lot of highlights for that draft class, and Josh Allen was one of them. And I saw a lot of the Wyoming
That's
logo.
Funny.
But yeah, the Denver Broncos logo I think is one of the few that have gotten better with time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does look similar. Yeah, whatever.
I do think Denver is one of the few logos that's gotten better with time.
Yeah.
The color scheme and things like that. I like the navy, orange, and white. I think it looks good. So yeah, that's our top fives. Just to recap, Presley, who had the first pick, Patriots, Lions, Vikings, Titans, and Giants for logos. Mine top five, Falcons, Eagles, Ravens. Started with 3 of the birds. And then Bills and Broncos to round it out. So solid list, I think.
I like both of ours.
Solid list. I don't think either of us picked any of them that are bad, except for maybe New York.
I love it.
It's just
why. Like it. I would have taken it. It's so simple. Like that, like I just said, I would like wear that on a hat. I don't know. It's just like
I don't know if I had to pick like one NFL logo just to be as a hat. Probably like I don't even really like any of these just to go on ahead.
Me either, but I like the Giants.
I really don't like any of these. Just maybe Chicago's.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
Forget a hat.
Nah.
It's our draft picks.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just keep my Titans hat. Keep my Titans hat for when it's game day, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be it. That's it.
That's for
it.
the 10th episode.
The 10th episode.
We're finishing at 12:55 a.m.
Hey, do what you got to do.
You do have to do what you got. You
do what you got to do.
You got to do.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do, and we're okay with that.
We are. Now I need some water.
I need some water.
I am parched.
I think I need to go on hold for us for a little bit.
Yeah,
we also did Vol News before this, so we both anchored for that.
Yep. And I don't think I've had any water to drink since I started.
This?
No, since I started Vol News.
No, we went out to eat.
I didn't drink no water though.
Oh, he drank sweet tea.
I did drink sweet tea. I drank sweet tea. So yeah, I need some water desperately. So we're about to get on out of here. Go get some sleep. Because we both got long days tomorrow. I got a super package, and Presley, she's traveling.
Going home to see my family.
So that's gonna be it for episode 10. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's it for episode 10 of the Riled Up podcast, affiliate of Out of Pocket Sports. We appreciate all of you for tuning in, for listening, for watching.
Thank you so much.
Whatever platform it is, we appreciate it so much.
Thanks so much to us.
It does. It does. We get to do some things that we enjoy because we have people that are willing to listen to us ramble on about some sports for a little bit. So we appreciate you all so much.
Nini, who doesn't know a thing about sports and watches every single one of these also.
We love it. We appreciate it.
Love you, Nini.
We love the support. We love it. We love it. We love it. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching. For listening.
Seriously.
We appreciate it. That's it for this episode of Riled Up.
Good night.
See you next time.